Well, it's Stanley Cup playoff time, and as you know, Blake, the game within the game. What can you do, not just in terms of scoring goals and preventing them, but getting under your opponent's skin and into their heads? And when I think of the game within the game in a Vancouver Canucks context, I certainly think of our next guest. He played 598 games with the Vancouver Canucks, including playoffs. He'll be back in town this week for a charitable event. It is our pleasure to welcome to the program former Canucks forward, Mr. Matt Cooke. Matt, how you doing?
I'm doing well, guys. You?
Yeah, fantastic. Good. Fantastic. You watching the Stanley Cup playoffs?
Yes, I am.
What strikes you so far?
I mean, it's always fascinating to see the difference of playoff hockey to regular season, and obviously it's not sustainable for 82 games, but it becomes, every play seems that much more important. Every play, every mistake seems, heightened and pays a bigger price. So it's just fun to see the atmosphere, the fans, and then riding the roller coaster of the ups and downs.
Heard your name invoked this week because of the late tying goal for the Winnipeg Jets.
Winnipeg.
You tied a game versus the Minnesota Wild in the playoffs with 1.2 seconds left. You tied the Game 7 versus the Flames with 5.7 seconds left.
Mr. Last Second here.
Do you remember what that adrenaline was like at the time of knowing, I don't know if there's time to tuck this in, and you do?
Yeah, I mean, the Minnesota one was a little bit different because we had a face-off with, 3 or 4 seconds left. So, obviously the urgency to win the draw, which Trevor did, and then just get the puck on net and get to the net, which as soon as I was there, it somehow poked loose and I dove to get it in. But the Calgary one was a major roller coaster because I'd already scored to make it 2-1 in the third period. And then last minute and a half, and Jovo gets a penalty, cross-checking Rhett Warner in front. He's literally standing beside me, cross-checking Rhett Warner 7 times. And I was like, dude, stop, So then we ended up being 5-on-5 when we had the goal.
You were the policeman, dude. Stop. Matt Cooke, that's too much cross-checking.
Tone it down.
Yeah. We have possession of the puck. What are you doing? But anyway, it's funny because he's in the box. The whole play is really strange because Jerome has the puck. A jersey gets thrown on the ice. He misses the net. Then Mo whacks his stick out of his hand. And as he's backing up, he trips over it. And as he skates all the way up the ice, I just try to get to the net, stay on sides and get to the net. And again, it popped out right at the right moment, and I was there to put it in. And such elation, obviously. And then I think 27 seconds into overtime, Martin scored to end it on the power play. I didn't even get on the ice, so it's frustrating, but disheartening.
One of the best. Well, you call it a crazy sequence, but it's an iconic image in Canucks history.
Celebration
Jovo losing his mind in the penalty box by himself, knowing he's off the hook.
Yeah,
pretty good stuff there. Let me ask you this: You're in Minneapolis. Do Wild fans ever bring up that goal?
No, no. I mean, it took a long time. I played here for 2 years, obviously, and then have lived here ever since. But it took a long time for them to even accept me as a Wild because there was so much hatred from the time I was with the Canucks, So
right.
I would say there was a month break-in period where even Mike Russo, the beat writer here, was like, do I trust him? Do I not? Because I hated him. I hated him when I was in Vancouver. So,
Canucks fans had to do that with
Usually
Willie Mitchell.
It's the other way around.
Canucks fans did that with Willie though too.
That's true.
So
That's true.
Turnabout was fair play.
Matt's going to be participating this weekend at the Scotiabank Semi-Am Ravens Alumni Pro-Am. It is down in South Surrey, raising money for Kids Sports Surrey and White Rock and the Canucks Autism Network. But Matt, you were telling us you came back for the alumni tournament in November and sort of fell back in love with Vancouver.
Oddly enough, I hadn't really, other than playing, and we sold our house there when I got traded, and it was kind of ended on a weird note where the coach at the time and I maybe didn't see eye to eye, and so it was just he kind of tried to bury me in the media a little bit, and so I just never really been back. And November was the first time Ryan Yao with Canucks Autism Network invited me out to play in the Pro-Am, and I just had a blast. I was overwhelmed with the reception of the community, and what they remember, Matt Cooke, the player, as in Vancouver. And so I got drafted by Team TD, and that was an amazing experience getting to know some of the executives there. And now I have a working relationship with them. And so I've kind of been back once a month and, really, intrigued and committed to, reconnecting with the community in Vancouver.
Yeah, it's funny, Matt. Like we hear from time to time, oh, free agents don't want to play there. They don't like the fact everybody knows them. Their performance is scrutinized. And yet in retirement, if you played hard for the Vancouver Canucks, man, do fans around this community remember and appreciate, huh?
Yeah, it's truly that. And like I said, I was completely overwhelmed. And so, anything that I've been asked to do ever since, like I find a way to make sure that I make it work and get back out there.
Do you keep track of what's going on here of late? This was a bit of a roller coaster season. Not many players can, I don't think, claim to have been a part of a roller coaster season like this. Do you have anything that compares?
I mean, I think not having such a good year last season and then this season having it be different. And, I think you got to look at the full picture. Obviously, there was lots of injuries. There was some removal of some veteran players that maybe didn't show up on the score sheet every night, but had a huge role in helping that locker room show up every night and be professional. And so, you take all of that in consideration, like it's really hard and a hard situation. And, injuries are going to happen. It's just, you just hope that they don't compile. And I felt like this year at any point, there was one or two key cogs of the lineup out at the same time. And that always makes it hard for teams to be successful through an 82 game schedule.
I think of maybe the out of the lockout edition of the Canucks. You guys were so good pre-lockout, and then there was sort of a reshifting of things after the lockout. Was that about as disappointing a season as you remember as a team at the very least?
For sure. I mean, we had gone through a bunch of turnover too, obviously, with Todd not coming back, and at the first year that Lou was with us and having, understanding and recognizing what that, how that position helped us. I think we thought that he was just going to win 50 games for us, and as good as he is and as an amazing goalie, Hall of Famer he is, the five guys in front of him still have to go out and play. And I think that it took us time to realize and recognize that.
I understand, talking foot a little.
Yeah. So I did a smoker kind of Q&A with Rick a month ago or so. And so just got to know him a little bit and spent some time with Adam as well. So just kind of, I coached last year professionally in St. John's, Newfoundland in the Maple Leafs organization. And then I worked with Adam Oates throughout this winter, and I'm pursuing getting back into coaching. The skill stuff was great for me to learn. It's just my passion is to be in the locker room and help a team win. So it's always been, logo first for me. And so that's something that drives me.
Well, there's vacancies here. Feel free to submit.
We look forward to watching your journey in the coaching ranks. Matt, it's this weekend, the Scotiabank Semiahmoo Ravens Alumni Pro-Am. On Friday night, there's the draft at the Wayback Brewing Company. Saturday, the games at South Surrey Arena. Sunday, a family skate at South Surrey Arena. And we encourage you to donate ravensproam.ca. Welcome back, Matt. Thanks for the time here. Wish you the best and look forward to watching your journey.
Awesome, guys. Thanks a lot.